On any given weekend, 300,000 to 400,000 children fly solo across the country. And it means big money for the airlines, which charge parents an extra $300 round trip for their child to travel unaccompanied. Now, they promise to keep the kids safe, but as our investigation found, that is not always the case.
8-year-old Aaliyah Purdy is about to go on a great adventure all by herself.
Going on the plane by myself.
Aaliyah is flying from Newark, New Jersey to Charlotte, and her anxious father, Matt, is there to see her off.
It's her first time. She's a little nervous.
She seems like she's going to be natural.
He's putting his daughter's safety in the hands of American Airlines and its Unaccompanied Minor program. With her parents' permission, we followed Aaliyah with a hidden camera to see what she experienced. Aaliyah was seated in the last row to make it easier for the flight attendants to keep an eye on her.
We are above 10,000 feet right now.
Lucky for her, she had the row all to herself until this happened. An Inside Edition producer left his assigned seat and sat down right by her, and no one did a thing. The flight attendants were too busy serving refreshments. We were even able to give Aaliyah a candy bar. Imagine if he had been a complete stranger. Like little Aaliyah, this 13-year-old girl, Mackenzie, also flew solo on American Airlines. In her case, it was on a flight from Dallas to her home in Portland. But what she says happened to her at 30,000 feet will shock you.
I would never think this would happen.
Mackenzie says she was groped by the passenger sitting next to her, Chad Camp, who upon landing was charged with abusive sexual contact. He's pled not guilty. Mackenzie's mother, Rachel Miller.
He was able to touch her. He was able to basically do whatever he wanted.
Their lawyer, Brent Goodfellow, has filed a lawsuit against the airline.
From the beginning of the flight to when they found her crying, tear coming down her cheek, and the man's hand in her crotch area was approximately 30 minutes.
Youngsters flying alone can sometimes face other nightmares. Inside Edition found that in the past 5 years, there have been 244 complaints about unaccompanied minors filed with the Department of Transportation. Can you believe this headline? JetBlue lost my kid. 5-year-old Andy Martinez, the kid in the baseball cap waving goodbye at the airport in the Dominican Republic on his way home to New York City, was actually put on the wrong flight.
It's a mother's worst nightmare that their 5-year-old child is missing.
Instead of boarding the flight to JFK Airport, little Andy somehow ended up in Boston. And when his mother showed up at JFK to pick him up, the airline gave her the wrong kid.
She goes to see him. It's not her child. It's another child with her son's passport.
Fortunately for Aaliyah Purdy, she landed safe and sound and ended in the warm embrace of her mom. But young Mackenzie knows her parents will never let her fly solo again.
You see this stuff and you think that's crazy, and then happens to you, and it's shocking.
American Airlines says they fully cooperated with law enforcement in Mackenzie's case and say they care deeply about young passengers and are committed to providing a safe travel experience.